The first spot of this room, and bear with the lighting, I cannot figure it out with this big window here, which I adore, but it is just a bit awkward to film with. The lighting is beautiful for the rest of the room, but filming right here is really hard, so I thought maybe this angle is okay. First thing we have is this big desk. This desk actually is not huge, it's actually kind of small. And I got this when I first moved out and could buy furniture. It's not my favorite. It is very plain, boring. It doesn't really suit the room, but I feel like it's what I have, so I'm gonna use it. I'm a baller on a budget. I pretty much bought nothing new other than the paint for this room. Everything in this room is just stuff I had around the house or stuff I was waiting to use for this room, and this is one of them. I actually organized everything in here, which is really satisfying. So I have a spot for my pens and pencils, I have a spot for markers, I have a spot for even a little piece of tape. And then I also have all of my editing stuff in here, my earbuds, my mic thingy, the mic fluffy guy. This whole thing is super organized, and that was the goal, and part of what was making it take so long is that I wanted everything to be as organized as possible. We also have this little stuff here. This is kind of just more for decoration, stuff I've had for a while, like this little perfume bottle. I have a little box full of pictures of my family and some private stuff in here. I have a little notebook here as well that I thought was kind of cute, and I put it all here because it made sense. We also have a candle and a plant, and this plant was not going to be in here originally, but when I walked downstairs one of the nights I was painting, I was like, you know what, this has to be here. So this is where I'm going to be doing most of my editing, and I'm very excited about it because there's just so much beautiful light. Yes, I'm facing kind of a busier road, but it is nice to have some sort of window to edit in front of. That way I don't feel like I'm in a dungeon. I know a lot of people like that. I do not. So this has to be my favorite corner. I'm in love with this spot. I have this big dresser that I actually got from the neighbor. He was getting rid of a bunch of things, and he decided to ask us if we wanted furniture. And he said he had this very old, beautiful, ornate dresser. I fell in love with it, I'm not gonna lie. It's giving Beauty and the Beast. You guys know that dresser in Beauty and the Beast that like has like a whole personality and a face? Please tell me that you know what I'm talking about. But this here is kind of what it reminds me of, and that's kind of the energy of this entire room. Is very like princess core. It's giving royal core, but like on a budget, and I'm here for that. This whole wall was a bit of a nightmare, but also really fun to do. I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted on this wall, and so over the past several years, I have collected prints that I think are really pretty, that I really resonate with, and thank goodness that I actually still like most of this stuff, because I've had some of this stuff since I was a young girl. One of them being this print here, which my mom actually gave to me. I love that the flowers kind of come into this spot here. And then this is also my pride and joy, but also I'm still not sure how I feel about everything on here. I basically took as many random things that I own and I put it on this little shelf. Originally, this came with the house and it held a bunch of different beads. I don't bead, my friend beads, who I will be sharing this office with eventually. But this whole section here is pretty chaotic. It is just a bunch of things. I mean, I have things from my childhood. I have things that I bought recently. I have crystals, which I collect. My aunt actually gave this to me when I was like 8, so there is a lot. I even have my little happy Buddha here, who I'm hoping gives me some really good luck. I have some of my perfume bottles that I've collected since I was a little girl. One of my favorite things in this room is this little cat dish that holds the shells. We also have this little spot here for other things, like this little deer that my mom got me, a candle. We have an old camera, which is really fun because you can actually see the reflection. Like I can see myself filming, which is really fun. Now we have the dresser. I will try to show you as many details as I can. Each drawer has some different things. Some of them are empty. The first drawer has oil paints, some beads. I have just all kinds of things for art making in here, which is always fun. I have all of my oil painting things. This is just different fluids and stuff like that to help blend and get rid of the oil. And then a bunch of pastels in here. And then this drawer was super fun to do. Everything fits perfectly. These are from Target. They are $2 and you get like a set of 3 of them. Organizing items can be so expensive if you don't find the right places for it, and I never really get lucky with thrifting for containers like this. So this just has a lot of my drawing stuff. I have some gouache paints in here, watercolor, paint markers, some blending tools, a pencil sharpener, and some erasers. I have my charcoal drawing stuff, my regular drawing stuff with graphite. I have some color erase pencils in here, some palettes that I can use to mix and do all the things with. Some of these spots are empty to add things to because I do want to continue to grow my skills. I've had these since I was a kid. They're just these like twistable crayons that I'm obsessed with. They're so much fun to color with. And then we have a bunch of brushes for painting. These two top drawers, this one is empty, and this one just has incense and then a Wonder Woman comic. This is the drawer with all the sheets. Now this drawer will hopefully be a new drawer. I might keep the sheets in here if we can't find a better spot for it, but for now, this is where all of the sheets will go, all the spare things for the family. This is the paper drawer. This has every single thing of paper that I can find in this house. A bunch of drawing and painting paper. In this little thing, I have all the post-it notes that I could find. I have another little post-it note stack. I have a paper cutter in here. I have a bunch of paper for scrapbooking. So I call this the paper drawer. Okay, this area is pretty fun. I have an old print that my mom gave to me, and I put it here because I felt like this wall is very empty. Then we have some other things. I have a candle up here, a little roll-on essential oil to smell nice, a print that I got from one of my favorite artists ever. I will leave her linked down below if you guys want to find art like this. I have a basket with a sweater and one thing of lotion because I needed to fill this basket and I don't have a blanket in here yet. And then I have a oil diffuser to make it smell nice in here. So that's kind of what's going on the top. Down here we have some crystals, a journal. I have an old camera here. I've been starting to collect old cameras like this. I would love to find one that I can actually make work. I have old gloves. We were the fancy lady going about the world. An old phone here. This top drawer basically just has a bunch of my extra rocks that I have collected over the years. So now that we're at the bottom, I have a fun camera. This one is actually a video camera, which is very fun. You can actually put film in here, I believe. Yep, it's a movie camera, which is fun because I paired it with my How to Make Good Movies book that I found at a thrift store way back when. And I'm so happy I found it because it is probably one of the coolest things I own. I am just obsessed with how people make things, and I love filmmaking and I love old movies, so this is fun. And I love having it with this old camera here. This is basically just candles and pillowcases. On this side, I just have a box that she gave me, a crystal and a little perfume. So when I was talking about that shelf over there, this is what I meant by a bunch of beads. There's just a ton of beads. They're fun, they're pretty. I might want to make something with them one day, but I could not get myself to get rid of them, but my friend might be able to make good use out of these. I have all of my favorite books down here, just anything and everything that inspires me. The Spirit Almanac, I have a Wonder Woman book, I have a Stranger Things How It Was Made book, I have an art book, and my journal. In here is a bunch of shells I found, and then this is just a bunch of old camera gear. Now we have the other side of the room, so you come in through this door. I just hung up some of my favorite vintage dresses that I at least thought would look okay in this room. I have like an old nightgown, a little apron, and then this old like 1950s dress that I think is so pretty. Now we have these drawers and cabinets. Because I'm going to be sharing this room with my friend, I've kept most of this fairly empty. And I plan on filling some of this up here with more filming stuff. This is some filming stuff that they have. We also have all kinds of random things. This whole area is as organized as I could make it. This is all fixatives and Mod Podges, sprays and things like that I just stuck here because it made the most sense. And then we have a bunch of pastels and colored pencils here. I have the 150 set of Prismacolors, and I feel like they just fit the best in this cabinet. Up here is a bunch of unfinished oil paintings and wrappings that I have yet to go through because I don't even want to know what they look like right now. Acrylic paint that are nicer and then cheaper acrylic paints. I have some canvases in the middle, and then I have a bunch of sentimental things and a bunch of photos. Then in this top drawer, I have a ton of scrapbooking stuff. I tried to put it as best in here as I could, but scrapbooking things are so random, and I really didn't have a good way to organize it other than just throwing it in here. Then in this second drawer is basically a bunch of filming stuff, a bunch of camera gear. I have my lenses in here. I have a bunch of camera boxes in here, hard drive, filming things, and having the camera gear just shoved in a little tiny drawer just doesn't make sense. So having this bigger drawer is actually pretty nice. This drawer is completely empty to do whatever I want with. I collect crystals and rocks, so I wanted a place for them all right in there. I don't think you can even see me, but this wall is very plain. I'd like to do something more with it, but for now I just have this little clock that doesn't work because I need to put batteries in. I decided to get on the floor for this part because the lighting is just so awkward and it's making this area really dark. This is my friend's harp. I feel like it's perfect with this room. I do not play harp, and so you will not be hearing anything from me, but that's where this lives. This is also my closet. I will show you a tiny peek of it. It is disgustingly disorganized. But my house actually came with a very big walk-in closet that I use for all of my dresses and sweaters and stuff like that that needs to get hung up. And then we also have this door, and this door leads out to a balcony, which I can try and show you guys. It is not done. It needs a lot of work, and it definitely could be prettier. But it's a balcony, and I love it. So next to the door with the balcony is this big stack of records. I collect records. I have a few favorites. I personally love Ella Fitzgerald. She's one of my favorites. I also have some Judy Garland, I have some Bing Crosby, I have John Williams, I have an old best of Disney. We have so many in here. Oh my gosh, I even have like the most random one. I have a thing of music boxes, which, I mean, that's so creepy, and I cannot wait to play this during Halloween. But anyways, you guys, I'm so happy with this room. I really hope, sorry, my daughter's here. I really hope to make more renovation videos just like this one. My house was built in the 1914 era, so it is old, and there are a lot of rooms in this house that I want to do. So if you want to see more content like this one, please subscribe and join me for the fun. I hope to see you guys on this channel a lot more. I'm so excited to share more with you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching.